Hi guys, let us understand today Hibernate. Hibernate, as you know, it's an ORM tool. So we'll understand how we can map our object to a table. As its name, object relational mapping. So how we can map our object to a relational database as a table. Okay, and so here we'll understand, and first of all we understand the version and basic information of Hibernate, and then we'll understand what is ORM and what are the ORM tools available, Hibernate features, Hibernate architecture. We understand clearly the flow of Hibernate and how it works, and what are the different mapping of Hibernate, why we should use Hibernate, what are the instance states in Hibernate we are having, and I'll try to compare our like already we are knowing ZDBC, right? So we'll try to compare this ZDBC with Hibernate because Hibernate works on the top of the ZDBC. So we'll see the Hibernate style and ZDBC style both here. So in the beginning, Hibernate was started in 2001 by Gavin King as an alternative to using EasyB2 style entity beans. The problem of EasyB is what if we are using enterprise Java beans. So for running EasyB or in EasyB2, there's a different version of EasyB. EasyB 1.0 and then 2.1 and then 3.0 has come. So the problem was with EasyB2 is what, or this EasyB runs only in the EasyB container. So it will run on the some web application servers like WebLogic and JBoss, WebSphere kind of servers. We cannot run or we cannot make any application without EasyB container. So initially he was trying to find the alternative of this problem. Its mission back then was to simply offer better persistent capabilities than offered by EasyB2. In EasyB2 we are having entity bin, session bin, message driven bin. So entity bin give the persistence and having these capabilities. So he has simply simplified the complexities and a lot what are the missing features with the EasyB2. Now in 2003, after 2 years, the Hibernate developed team began Hibernate 2 release. So he has given another version. So there's a Hibernate 2.0, 3.0 and 3.1 is also available. Even current is a 3.2. So and that was having significant improvements over the first release and would go on the catapult Hibernate as a de facto standard for persistent in Java. Hibernate 3 JPA style Java persistent API which has been introduced in EasyB 3.0. So we'll see how we can do or how we can come out from that problem through the Hibernate. So as we know, Hibernate is an, or we can say it is the ORM framework or ORM tool. It is an open source framework implemented by JBoss and now from the Red Hat because Red Hat had acquired the JBoss. Okay, so Hibernate is a persistent framework which will automate and simplify the consistent operations with the relational database. So whenever I want to do insert, update, delete, all these things we can do with the Hibernate. and you need not to do any JDBC work. You will use the real object oriented concept here if you are applying Hibernate with your project or application. So Hibernate framework is implemented on the top of the JDBC technology. So you won't use here any JDBC statement when you are trying to persist your object to database. And here Hibernate will help you to do this work. So I can say Hibernate internally uses JDBC technology, okay, Java database connectivity for the database interaction. But you are not going to use such kind of APIs like a statement, prepare statement, callable statement. And you are not going to fire any query like insert, delete, insert into, select star from, imply kind of statement you are not going to use in our application. That will be taken care by the Hibernate. Because if some developers write this query that may not be optimized, because we are more into the object oriented concept and we are more into programming, if somebody is not having idea of RDBS, they might not write the statement which is not very much optimized, but this Hibernate guy will write a optimized query for you, and that will give the good performance for the application. Look at this, what are the types of ORM tools available? So first we can say it is JDBC, but this is not a ORM tool. JDBC just help to interact with the database. We can store data, we can retrieve data from database through the JDBC, right? Again, this is also provided by the EasyV2. But here we are having concept of entity bin, but these guys are not exactly, we can say, ORM tool, right? Because still you are writing some query in this JDBC and EasyV2. But if we talk about EasyV 3.0, it is giving a JPA concept, Java Persistent API, which is a replacement of the entity bin. And I can say entity bin is now here in EasyV 3.0 is deprecated. It's now obsolete. So we can say JPA is a ORM tool, Hibernate is a ORM tool, Ibertis is a ORM tool, Toplink is a ORM tool, ZU is a ORM tool. Okay. So these guys are the ORM tool, exactly. Object relational mapping. Among all these, Hibernate is more popular than any other ORM. So let us get into Hibernate. What are the other stuff with that? Look at this feature. As a ORM tool, Hibernate will do the persistence work transparently. Hibernate generates the JDBC code. Hibernate generates the required SQL queries which are well tuned by the persistent expert. So the query will be tuned and it will give the performance. Hibernate is responsible to take the resources like connections, statement, result set, and Hibernate is clean all type of resources properly after use. Sometimes what happen, we use JDBC, we connect, we get the data, and we don't close the connections, right? So somewhere we don't care, somewhere we care, but here if we use Hibernate, this all problem will go. So whether where I should use a statement, where I should use prepare statement, where I should use result set, this all problem is gone. You just write a pure object-oriented programming. You're not writing any SQL code in your programs or in your application. Hibernate will take care the whatever I discuss. Hibernate provides various types of mapping techniques to persist simple Java object, collection, inherited object. So we can persist normal object, we can persist collection based, okay, and we can persist if some inheritance is there, we can do all. Hibernate provides different transaction model like JDBC transactions, JTA transactions. So there are several transactions management we are having, and Hibernate can take the uses of that transaction management. Next, Hibernate provides powerful query language like we are having SQL, if you remember, structured query language. Okay, so this guy is giving you HQL. It's a Hibernate query language. It's a little syntax wise different but working same. So you can use HQL in your program. Query by criteria, query by example. So there are different type of query patterns we are having in Hibernate which we can use.